What's up, everybody? I don't know what the hell's going on here today, but we are here today. I hope that we can hear me. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can. But we're here today. I don't know what all that was. That was all weird and stuff. They updated something on the StreamYard, and I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, today's episode, we're here today as we are going to be previewing the Elimination Chamber in Toronto, Canada, as it's the last pit stop before we head to that thing right there, Mr. WrestleMania in Las Vegas. It's going to go down, and we got one hell of a show going down this Saturday in Toronto. So let's not waste any more time, everybody, and let's go over what we got going down here for the show. We got the women's Elimination Chamber matches. We got Liv Morgan, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, no longer tag team champions, is now Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are tag team champions. This is just an older picture. We got Alexa Bliss, we got Bayley, and we got the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. It's 5 champions and a prodigy. We got a tag team matches. It's Candice LeRae and Nia Jax as they team up, as they take on the team of Trishy and Tiffy Tom. It's Trish Stratus, the legend, the GOAT, as she teams up with the women's world champion herself. It's always Tiffany Tom, Trishy Tom. If it's not Tino's Tom, you know what time it is. We got an unsanctioned. It's not an official match. It's unsanctioned. It's Kevin Owens. It's Sami Zayn. They're going to fight forever. Cody and The Rock. The Rock wants an answer to Cody's challenge not challenge, but he wants his answer to if Cody's going to give The Rock his soul. Cody's soul might be taken on Saturday. We're going to have to find out what goes down. And then the main event, most likely, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. It's the men's Elimination Chamber matches. We got Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins, the best in the world, CM Punk, Logan Paul, and the GOAT, the 16-time world champion. It's his last Elimination Chamber match. It's John freaking Cena, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I'm just going to keep going on and on and on all day long about John Cena. But here we are, everybody, to preview those matches, talk about what the hell's going to go on with The Rock and everything else. So if you got any comments, concerns, questions, all that good stuff, let me know. We'll be here as long as you guys are in the comments, as long as you got questions and everything else like that. So show could be 20 minutes, could be 40 minutes. We'll figure it out. But for right now, and to go on with this show, let's talk about, I picked the wrong one. Let's talk about the matches that, blah, 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 can't speak. Let's talk about the first match on the card that I do want to talk about. And I am going to, I'm going to try to predict it. Last pay-per-view we did, I did actually pretty well. I think I got it for the most part, the Royal Rumble. For the most part, I think I got the predictions right, like the match order. So let's try to see how we are going to get this one. I do believe that we are going to start off with an Elimination Chamber match. So I do think that the Elimination Chamber match that is going to start us off is the women's one. And it is Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, as she takes on 5 former world champions, as it's Bayley, it's Naomi, it's Bianca Belair, it's Liv Morgan, and it's the goddess Alexa Bliss. She's back, baby. So we got these 6 women. As you guys know, we saw on this past Monday where we saw Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair lose those tag titles that they were holding in that picture. And now we have the champions that are Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We all thought Jade Cargill was definitely going to show up on Monday. At least I did. I know a lot of people here in the chat did. We were talking about it. We were waiting for Jade Cargill to show up, but it just did not happen. And so I think it's going to happen either this Friday, because they are in Toronto for SmackDown also. So if you are in Toronto, maybe you got a weekend pass, you go into SmackDown and the Elimination Chamber. So we will have to see what happens, but I feel like if Jade Cargill does not show up on SmackDown, I feel like she's definitely 100% going to show up in the Elimination Chamber. Because the biggest thing that I've noticed is rewatching a lot of the recent Elimination Chambers, because I've watched a lot of the older Elimination Chambers before, and I feel like I've watched those so many times that that I just needed to watch some of the recent ones. So watching a lot of the recent ones, I noticed that they set up a lot of matches in the for WrestleMania inside the Elimination Chamber. The last 2 years, we've had Logan Paul set up his WrestleMania match, as last year he took out Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. The year before, he took out Seth Rollins. We also have seen guys like Shawn Michaels in the past take out Undertaker. Obviously, that was with the streak and everything else like that. But we saw AJ Styles fly all the way over to Saudi Arabia just to take out LA Knight, and they ended up facing at WrestleMania that year, which was last year. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but I do feel like if Jade does not show up on Friday, I feel like she's definitely showing up in the Women's Elimination Chamber, costing Naomi, costing Bianca, whoever it may be. I feel like there's a lot of different aspects that can go into this. We have Bayley, obviously the role model, doing her thing, has probably the most experience inside of the Elimination Chamber besides Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss. Obviously, Alexa Bliss won the inaugural Elimination Chamber match, and I just said the name and my TV just went off, which is fine, because we ain't watching anything. But we had Miss Bliss win the inaugural one. Liv Morgan has, I think, competed in the most Elimination Chamber matches, and if I'm not mistaken, somebody quote me on this, I think she's competed in every single one. So we got a lot of different storylines, what's Roxanne going to do, and there's a lot of different things that can happen in this match. Now, I'm excited for it. I love the Elimination Chamber. The only thing I don't like is I wish we would take away the padding. I get we all want to be blah, 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 yada, 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 whatever, but this is the Elimination Chamber. It's supposed to be one of the most dangerous structures in WWE, not some padded chamber that everybody just falls on their pad. Listen, I know, we trying to protect their bodies, whatever. But anyway, 6 women going to go out there, tear the house down. It's going to be an amazing match. I'm going to say the match goes, and the other thing I have noticed too, I know I'm just rambling now at this point, but the other thing I've noticed too with the Elimination Chamber matches, they haven't been as long as they usually have been in the past. So I'm going to say that the winner of this match, and it might shock some people, and you'll have to see me also on the main event mixer this weekend on Saturday before the Elimination Chamber, and maybe some people will, maybe some people won't agree with me. But I'm going to take the Prodigy to win. I'm going to say that Roxanne Perez, she was the Iron Woman. She's going to do her thing in the Elimination Chamber. I just feel like, obviously Alexa Bliss is going to have something to do with the Wyatt family. Now that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are tag team champions, I feel like Liv Morgan is not going to face Rhea Ripley. And to be honest, as much as I love Rhea and Liv, I really don't want to see that again. And I feel like we're going to see a tag team match with the women at WrestleMania. Bianca and Naomi obviously having their thing with Jade Cargill. Maybe we get a triple threat match. Maybe we get a singles match, and then maybe something else happens. Maybe Bianca Belair does win this match, and maybe we get the match that we've all been waiting for a long time of Rhea and Bianca, and then we see Jade and Naomi. But I feel like the bigger match for WrestleMania would be a Bianca Belair Jade Cargill match, and let's have it like a Naomi. Let's have it kind of like where we had Legacy. Legacy, we had the triple threat match. We've had a lot of triple threat matches with factions. The one that we never got that we should have gotten was the Shield, but let's see that possibly happen, I don't know. But that's why I think that Roxanne's going to win. And if Roxanne does not win, my backup pick is going to be Bianca Belair. And if Roxanne does not win, I think we're going to see Roxanne and Bayley at WrestleMania. Hey, that's not a bad match at all, but I just think it'd be so cool to see Roxanne have some type of crazy push and go all the way to the top and just do her thing. Because if she does not win this, I also, and we've talked about it on the channel a lot, I do believe that we will see Roxanne Perez win Money in the Bank. So I'm going to take Roxanne Perez to win the Elimination Chamber and go on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And that also keeps the Royal Rumble conspiracy alive, as the final 2 in the Royal Rumble match, for about 88% of the Royal Rumbles, they've both main evented that WrestleMania. And if you have not yet, go check out a short from a couple years ago where I told you that conspiracy. But now, let's get to the next match. I see we got some chats in the comments. Make sure you keep leaving them. I will make sure we go through them all after the episode, or after I get through all the matches. But we got 3 more matches and a promo segment to talk about. But let's talk about the next match on the card. And I think after one hell of an Elimination Chamber match, I think we're all going to need a breather. And it's nothing against them after we see some video packages, some promos, all of that, nonsense that we always see. I think we're going to get the tag team match between Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton as they take on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. It's Trishy. It's Tiffy time. It's going to be a tag team match. And obviously, Trish is from Canada. Tiffany is on some type of crazy run that we've never seen somebody this grow so fast and everything else like that. Nia and Candice, I think it's good that they're getting this opportunity, and it's always a good time to see Trish Stratus in the ring. But let's be real here, it's probably not going to be that long of a match, And there's really not too much to say about this. They'll go out there and do their thing for about 10 to 12 minutes. Trish Stratus will do her moves, and Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton will get the win. And we'll see Trishy and Tiffy Time celebrate in Toronto, and we'll be having a good time. And maybe Charlotte Flair shows up to have another segment with Tiffany, just to have some more time wasted on the show. Because as I said, there is only 4 matches on this card, which again, I don't mind. And again, there could be a match that will be added this weekend or on Friday. We could see LA Knight against Shinsuke Nakamura randomly be added on SmackDown. And if it is, we'll be here on SmackDown and we'll talk about it and I'll let you know my predictions. But if they do have 4 matches, that's perfectly fine, because you also know the Rock and Cody segment's probably going to go about 30, 35 minutes. So that is what we got going down for that. So that's why I'm going to say the second match is the tag team match after the Elimination Chamber. Get a little breather, maybe take a bathroom break if you want or two, and then we'll come back and watch that tag team match. But after the tag team match, we're going to ramp it right back up as we're going to have ourselves the unsanctioned match. And I very well could be wrong where after the tag team match, we do have the Cody and Rock segment. But for me, I want to see a couple matches in a row. And then let's have a little break. Let's have The Rock come out, do his 30-minute entrance. He's going to talk about this and that. He's going to say, I am The Rock, and I am back in Toronto, Canada. Hey, but I think that I want to see this match happen before The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Because it's not official. It's unsanctioned. It's Kevin Owens. It's Sami Zayn. They're going to fight forever. It don't matter what year it is. It's going to be 2027. It's going to be 2030. And they're all still going to be fighting each other with their canes. It don't matter. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn love each other, but they also hate each other. And, I think that this match is great. And I do think that there are a lot of people that are upset that this match is not going to be happening at WrestleMania. But if you think about it, they're both Canadian. They're both from Toronto. They're both, people that have, we know how they are, Canadians and everything else like that, Sammy and Kevin. I think that it's awesome that they're doing this match here because it's their hometown and it's going to mean so much more to them than having it in Vegas at WrestleMania. Obviously, fighting each other at WrestleMania is huge, but they tag together at WrestleMania, and it's not like they can't fight forever and have a match in a couple of years or so. Like I said, they'll be fighting until 2030. But for now, we're going to fight again, and it's going to be unsanctioned. And if you do not know what an unsanctioned match is, it's pretty much no DQ, and it pretty much just means that the WWE cannot be held accountable for what happens inside this match. Anything goes. The referee is just there to have the pinfall and the submission. I do believe, though, that the match does have to end in the ring, which I think is stupid because I feel like if it is unsanctioned, I feel like we should still be able to have it and be, where it is just, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But either way, these two are going to kill each other. They're going to destroy each other. Who knows if there'll be anything left in Toronto for The Rock and Cody to stand in. If this maybe that's why this match will be after Cody and The Rock, because they don't want Kevin and Sammy to destroy the ring. And then The Rock can't stand in the ring, and The Rock will have to do the promo from the top of the ring, the entrance stage. But Sammy, Kevin, it's going to be a show, and I cannot wait to see it go down. And I'm going to say that we see the return of the Viper, the legend killer, the man himself, the other GOAT, the guy that my second favorite of all time, Randy Orton. We have not seen Randy Orton since Kevin Owens did the pile driver to him, and it's been a little bit. We saw him go out on a stretcher, and I think it's time we bring the guy back for the WrestleMania season. You can't have WrestleMania season without the Viper and the legend killer because he's there to destroy people, and he's there to always put on a show. So I'm going to say Randy Orton comes back. He RKO's Kevin Owens. Shoot, maybe he RKO's Sammy just for the hell of it. But I'm going to say that Sami Zayn gets the win in Toronto over Kevin Owens with a little interference and a little shenanigans from Randy Orton. We'll have to see what happens. But I do not believe that there will be anything left of Toronto after these two are done. Now, before we talk about The Rock and everything else, let's get to the chat. Let's see who's all here right now. So let's get to it. What's up, guys? How we all doing? What's up, Hassan? We got the Main Event Network crew in the house. Is it Kyle? Who's running the main event right now? Who we got in the house? Is it Kyle? It's Tino's time. Yes, it is. Somebody say main event. It's not main event yet. It's not. We haven't got there just yet. But almost main event time. Hope my voice is gonna hurt this weekend. I do too much sometimes, but you know what? That's okay because I love you guys. My predictions: Drew McIntyre wins, and Tiffany and Trish, Bianca or Liv. Pick one. KO. Cody says yes. I do not. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think will happen in just a second. John, no too. No. If this is the retirement match for John Cena, I'm gonna cry. Can we not? Can we not do that? I'll pay you not to. Except last year when Liv didn't even have a Mania match last year after finishing second. That's right. You know what though? Liv did not have a WrestleMania match. But you know what Liv did have? She's been having the best year of her life. And Liv Morgan is just continuing to kill it. So you could be upset that Liv Morgan isn't doing what Liv Morgan is, this and that. But we talked about it when we did that episode, like, almost a year ago at this point. I get it. Everybody this and that. But again, you have to also realize that, this is the way it's going to be. And that's just the way it's going to happen. And, we can't do anything about it. So it is what it is. But Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez will be at WrestleMania in some sort of aspect, as they most likely put those tag titles on the line. And if they're not, Eric, me and you could have a conversation about why Liv Morgan is not on the WrestleMania card for the second year in a row. Eric says Randy kicks Sammy. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But we're also going to have to wait and see what happens with this, because who the hell knows what this means? As The Rock wants some souls and everything else like that. I don't know what the hell The Rock wants, guys. The Rock is just weird. The Rock is... I love The Rock. But ever since he came back for Bad Blood, ever since he came back for Raw Netflix, I really don't know what The Rock's doing. I don't know what he means. I don't know where the storyline is going. We stayed live for the press conference last week, and we really didn't hear too much different than, this and that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then he was talking about how the match could never happen, and now we're focusing on stories, and, some rivalries don't need matches to happen, and it could just be built on the stories and everything else like that. It just, I don't know. It's one of those things that they brought the Rock back to announce WrestleMania 20. They had him come out and announce WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans, April 11th, April 12th, 2026. We'll be live here on the channel, and we'll be having a good time. But other than that, Cody comes out, The Rock does this and that. He says he wants this, and Cody points to the championship, and The Rock says, no, I want your soul. And maybe, and I'm sure we'll talk about it on the Mixer. I'm sure other people will talk about it on other preview shows. I think I heard Steve, Leo, and Steve talking about it. Steve, and Leo. Leo, Steve, Leo, and Steve. They were talking about it all. They were talking about it also. We could see something where we see something at WrestleMania 17 where we saw Rock and Austin, and then Austin joined McMahon, and then Austin became the corporate champion and everything else like that. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn, and I think it would be great to see eventually. And I think it would be even greater too if they also brought back the black hair Cody Rhodes, or maybe switched up his look a little bit to make him feel heelish, because obviously everybody loves Cody Rhodes, and everybody has loved Cody Rhodes for such a long time and always will, obviously. So if that's what they do, I think that's what's going to happen. What do I think is going to happen at the Elimination Chamber? I think Cody Rhodes is going to tell him that he's crazy, and I think the Rock and Cody are going to have some type of The Rock's going to be like, you don't say no to the final boss, or some random weird stuff like that, where he's just like, you say yes, and it's that or something another. I feel like I'm watching The Traitors, where this week they got to have you either accept or you get banished out of the house. I kind of feel like it's going to be something like that with The Rock, where The Rock's going to be like, no, you say yes, or you have, I don't know. I'm confused. I know a lot of us are very confused about all of this, and I don't really know what's going to happen. The one thing I do know that's going to happen is that it's going to be 40 minutes. We're going to sit here. I might even play a whole game of Madden. I might even play a whole game of my GM before, we see anything else happen. And I just, I don't know. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. I do believe, like I said, it's going to take up a lot of the show. Hopefully we get some answers. Do I believe The Rock will be fighting at WrestleMania? I hope so, but I'm not going to hold my hopes up too much because, as I always like to tell you guys, don't have your expectations too high so you don't get let down. I mean, honestly, in general, shoot, I do that with my friends now. I ask people to hang out, they forget, they don't want to hang out. And I've gotten to the point where you don't get your hopes up no more with people anymore. So don't get your hopes up too high, but you just got to let it play out, see what happens. And the one thing we have learned about the Triple H era is they love their long-term storytelling. So Saturday, we'll find out the answers. But for now, Rock wants some souls, and I'm safe because I'm a ginger and I don't got a soul. So let's get to, and now, you know what time it is, Main Event Network crew. And you know what time it is, chat, because it is time to talk about the main event of the Elimination Chamber. As I did say, we could have another match added to LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, maybe a Chelsea Green match, but Chelsea Green is also, we'll have to see what happens. But for now, this is the main event, and it's that men's Elimination Chamber match, as it's Damian Priest, it's Logan Paul, it's Drew McIntyre, it's the architect, the visionary, it's Seth freaking Rollins, it's the best in the world, CM Punk, and it is the GOAT, the 16th time trying to become 17-time world champion. It's the last time in Toronto. It's John Cena. He's here, and it's his final Elimination Chamber match, and it all goes down this Saturday. Now, I don't know if anybody has seen it. I've shared it on a couple of my social medias, but somebody made a video package using the voiceover and the thing that they used at, I think it was Survivor Series or SummerSlam 2002 with the build up to this Elimination Chamber. And oh my goodness, that gave me the chills. I'm so excited to see this match. They say that it's the most star-studded Elimination Chamber match. They say that every year. They say that about every pay-per-view. They say that about every event that you go to. It's the biggest event in Chicago. It's the biggest event in Las Vegas. It is the biggest event in Toronto, Canada. We're going to break all the records, the gates, the sales, the merchandise. Everybody's going to be making money in Toronto. And I think that's, I think it is a very stacked Elimination Chamber match. But I'm not going to say it's the most stacked of all time. The one thing I will say is that I did not believe we'd be seeing John Cena, The Rock, and CM Punk on the same show in 2025. But here we are, and you love to see it. Now, who do I believe is the best opportunity to win this match? I believe the two best people to win this match is going to be John Cena or CM Punk. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as we talked about with the women, and we've seen it as I talked about it with the women's match, we've seen a lot of interferences in the men's match. And I think that we could see that again. Logan Paul has competed at 2 Elimination Chambers. I think he's been at 3. He could have only been at 2. But he has cost somebody every single Elimination Chamber match that he's competed in. Seth Rollins, we have not seen our Tribal Chief acknowledge our Tribal Chief. We have not seen him since he was at the Royal Rumble when Seth stomped him into the steel steps, and the Tribal Chief has been gone ever since. We could see the Tribal Chief return. We could see Logan Paul cost somebody and set up their WrestleMania match. We have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and as much as I would like to see, and as much as Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest deserve another WrestleMania moment, I think they will have another one. But last year, they had one hell of a moment, and I think that they are actually going to be facing each other this year. And there has been rumors that Drew didn't want that or anything else like that, and maybe that won't happen. But I just do not believe that we're going to see Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest win. And to be honest, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes is not really a WrestleMania match. Listen, I love those two. Nothing against them. They're going to have a great show. They're going to have a great showing. They're going to do their thing at the show. But I just don't believe they're going to win. So that leaves the GOAT and the best in the world. Now, CM Punk obviously could be facing Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. We've heard rumors of him facing Logan Paul. We don't know exactly what CM Punk's road to WrestleMania is. But if he does win, he goes on to face Cody Rhodes. We've seen a lot of video packages promos back and forth with them as recent. And I think it's really great. I think the chemistry is great. I think they go out there and they put on a really good show. And the biggest thing with me sometimes is I kind of get lost in the promos, and then all of a sudden I look over and it's 15 minutes gone, and it's like, dang, that was really good. So I do believe that we're going to see something very close and very similar, something like that, if Cody Rhodes and CM Punk go at each other at WrestleMania. And then we have John Cena. John Cena trying to become that 17-time world champion. We all know his last time is now. It's his last Rumble, Chamber, WrestleMania, so on and so forth. It's his last everything. Now, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, they could tell a very compelling story. They could go out there and put on a very good match. The video packages, the promos could go out and just be absolutely banger. There have been reports of Logan Paul taking on John Cena, which I would really not like to see at WrestleMania. I'd love to see it like SummerSlam or something like that. I think that'd be great. But at WrestleMania, I do not believe that we should see Logan Paul and John Cena. There's been reports of CM Punk and Logan Paul. So that's why I feel like Logan Paul could possibly cost somebody. And if he does, then I think that's he will face at WrestleMania. John Cena, as I was just mentioning, trying to go after 17 time. He wants Cody Rhodes, and he seems like this is like his last opportunity. And we've seen a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've seen a lot of speculation that we could see them, and we could see John Cena win, and he is the front runner right now. Which is why I'm going to say, and I can't go against John Cena, let's be real here, guys. So, I'm going to take John Cena to win this match. I'm going to take John Cena to go on to have himself that WrestleMania match. But the one thing I'm going to say, and I'm just going to say it now, just because, again, if it happens, we have to wait and see. And I always like to say things, because, again, if it happens, then, you put it out there, and maybe you talk it into existence. And I've heard other people like Vibe Guys and other podcasts talk about it. But CM Punk still has that favor from Mr. Paul Heyman. What could that favor be? Does he use it at the Elimination Chamber? Does he use it to get his way into WrestleMania somehow? How does Paul Heyman use this, and what does CM Punk want for this favor? Could we see a triple threat match with Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and CM Punk? Maybe Paul Heyman convinces Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce, I should say, to put CM Punk in the match. We've seen it happen in the past where guys have been added to a triple threat match, where we've seen Daniel Bryan go out and he was added to the triple threat with Batista and Randy Orton after he defeated Triple H. Now that would be really cool. What if we have Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk on night one, and the winner of that match joins Cena and CM Punk at night 2 of WrestleMania? Because I do believe that John Cena will compete on night 2 this year. He competed on night 1 last year, and I think it's only right that John Cena goes out on night 2. And I think that I think John Cena should either start off the show or he should main event the show. But again, I think it all just depends on what really goes on and how Triple H wants to configure the card for WrestleMania. But those are the ways that I do believe that we could very well see it happening, or very well we just see a singles match with Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and then we see that triple threat match with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk that people have been talking about and there's been rumors of also. So, I'm going to take my man John Cena to win. I cannot wait to see it go down. I'm excited for the Elimination Chamber, always one of my favorite pay-per-views. But for now, let's get to the rest of the chat. We're going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to say goodbye, as we are going to be. And then you will see me back here tomorrow as we watch our number 1 Elimination Chamber match of all time, as it's the finale of the retro season of the Elimination Chamber. And then I'll let you know what WrestleManias we'll be watching starting the week of and next week after Saturday. I'll let you know how we're doing the WrestleMania retro, as it's the 3rd and final season, as we've almost watched, or we will have watched, every WrestleMania here on the channel. So it's the 3rd and final season. We have to figure out something else to do for WrestleMania next year, guys. But we'll figure that out then. But let's get back to the chat, and let's figure out where I was just at. Okay, here we go. I'm not mad. It was just a drop in the bucket to see her run post-Mania. I mean, it was. I am not streaming Dynamite. I cannot tell you the last time I've streamed Dynamite. Dynamite it wasn't doing it for me. Roxanne is going to be the Iron Woman again. That's a very good point. I didn't even say who I think is going to start off the matches. So let's do that. I do believe that we'll see Roxanne and let's say Naomi start off the Women's Chamber. And then for the men's, let's say Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, a little WrestleMania rematch for 5 minutes. It's going to be Mr. Look in My Eyes. What do you see, Mr. Cult of Personality? We got April in the house. What's up, April? Cena not having to qualify was, I mean, listen, I get it, but, I mean, are you going to tell him no? Are you going to tell John Cena no that he can't do that? Because, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. That's how I feel about that. So, yeah. But, I mean, John Cena is the GOAT. He's done everything. Why should he have to qualify? And who the heck, what was he going to do? Go out there and beat freaking R-Truth? I mean, guys, that's great for R-Truth, but I mean, Southside Boys. Yes, we will next Thursday, everybody. Speaking of that, if you did not know, Thursdays starting next week will be for the Southside Boys. So every Wednesday for WrestleMania Retro will be the WrestleMania Retro season, as Thursdays we'll go back to being obviously occupied as the baseball season is beginning. And the boys are back next Thursday at 5 o'clock as we talk everything White Sox and we get you ready for which hopefully will be a better 2025 season. But probably not. I'm expecting to lose 130 games this year. He said, no, I'm not. He said, I got Drew. April's taking John Cena. You love to see it. But that is the Elimination Chamber card, guys. We have 4 matches, and The Rock is going to come out and speak for 40 minutes. I cannot wait to see what goes down. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be one heck of a, it's going to be exciting, hopefully. And hopefully we see a lot of shenanigans. We see a couple returns. Maybe we'll see some surprises. And we'll see some things that maybe we did not talk about here on the channel. But for now, that's all I got here for you today. I appreciate everybody that did come here and hang out with me on this preview show. I try to make these preview shows not as long as I used to, obviously, unless we got a guest or more people in the chat. But the chat's now not active, as there's no more chats. So let's go over the schedule, and then if there are a couple more, we'll answer them. But tomorrow, everybody, at 5 o'clock, come and hang out as we watch the #1 Elimination Chamber match of my favorite top 10 Elimination Chamber matches of all time, as it is the one from 2017. We had Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, The Miz, The Man, John Cena, and Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, his one and only, I think, Elimination Chamber match that he competed in. He didn't compete in too many, but for me, this is my favorite of all time. So come and hang out as we relive this match and we watch it in its entirety. And then on Friday, obviously, you know what time it is. It's SmackDown, everybody. Come and hang out as we watch Friday Night SmackDown. What is Rock and Cody if we see them? Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and the SmackDown Superstars. We'll see what happens. 24 hours away to the Elimination Chamber. Before we go live for the Elimination Chamber, though, come and hang out over on the Main Event Network as we hang out. And we have the Main Event Mixer. There's a lot of guys over there. We got the Junkies. We got the OTM guys. We got a bunch of other people. So make sure you come and go hang out. And if you have not yet, make sure you go subscribe to the Main Event Network crew. And then I'll be here live. Maybe a guest or two. We'll see. Probably not. Maybe Lamar. Maybe we'll be here by myself. We'll see. But Elimination Chamber live. 2 Elimination Chamber matches, a tag team match, a Rock promo, and an unsanctioned match. Come and hang out as we go live and we watch the show. And then on Sunday, come and hang out as it's the Road to WrestleMania episode #2. As we recap the show, I let you know what's the fallout and what it means, as the card for WrestleMania should be a little bit more clear after Saturday. But for now, guys, that's what we got going on for the rest of the week. Make sure you go follow all the social medias. Make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe, all that good stuff. Go check out the Southside Boys, the official Southside Boys YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, as we're on the road to 100 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe and hit that button before. And let's try to get those 100 subscribers before opening day. But for now, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, turn that notification button on. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow at 5 o'clock as we watch the Elimination Chamber 2017, where Bray Wyatt became a champion. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you tomorrow. And tonight's MVP is our guy, Eric.